Hey everyone, it's Part of Coins. It is time for episode 20 of our Nickel Hunt album fill series. I have a bucket here full of nickels from a $200 bank bag from one of our banks. We are looking for 5 nickels. We're just 5 short from filling that album. We're missing 2 key dates, 38, 39, 2 war nickels, and that 50D. Hopefully we can find it in here. This bank bag, when we were loading it up in the car, we did see a war nickel poking out. So there's at least 1 war nickel in there. We just gotta find it in there. But we will bring you guys in for any varieties, key dates, or anything from the 40s and older. And hopefully we can fill some holes in that album. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna get some coins, put it down on my mat, and we will get into the hunt. First 40s on the board, guys. 1941. Out of Philadelphia. First 40s on the board, but we are up to 3 50s, 2 beavers, and a couple pennies so far. Add that over there, and we have a lot more to go through. Next 40s on the board, a 1949. If it has the S mint mark, it's a semi-key date. Let's flip it over, and it's out of Denver. So it's not the semi-key date, but it's still our second 40s find of the evening. Well, a couple coins later, 1941 out of Denver. Our third 40s of the night. Our next find, 1949. Again, if it's out of San Francisco, it's a semi-key date. We'll flip it over. It's out of Philly. Not the semi-key date, but we're up to 4 out of the 40s. Well, next scoop of coins, 1946. Out of Denver. Here we go. Another 40s find up to number 5 out of the 40s. Well, number 6 on the board for the 40s. Another 1949. Has a nice ring of death on it. If it has an S, it's a semi-key date. It's out of Philly. So we're 0 for 3 for the semi-key dates for 1949. But it's still better than our last hunt. Our next find, 1941. Out of Denver. There we go. Another 40s on the board. Well, a couple coins later, a 1947 out of Philly. Another 40s find on the board, 1940 out of San Francisco. Another beautiful 40s on the board. Next find on the board, 1941 out of San Francisco. Next find on the board, 1941 out of Philly. Another 1941 out of San Francisco on the board. Next 40s, 1940 out of Denver. So there we go. I have a nice healthy stack of 1950s, 4 beavers, a couple pennies, a couple dimes, and then I found these. No cash value, Cinemark, best seat in town, non-refundable. So I need to go find out what arcade these are from and go play some arcade games. 1940 out of San Francisco. Another 40s on the board, 1946 out of Denver. Next 40s find, 1940 out of Philadelphia. 1947 out of Philadelphia. Next up on the board. Well, as I put that nickel down, I found this one, 1941 out of Denver. Next 40s find, 1947 out of Denver. Whoa, dropped it. There it is. There he goes. Put it on the board with all the rest. Well, it was peeking out there. 1939. If it has a mint mark, it is a key date, and we need a 39 key date. Come on, flip it over. It's out of Philly. So we can check to see if Monticello is doubled. And it is not. So, but it's still a 1939 oldest of the hunt. Well, our first unique foreign of the bag, This is gonna be a 5 yen from Japan. I used Coinoscope to scan it and see what it is. But there we go, Japanese 5 yen. Well, another 40s. It's a 1948. If it's out of San Francisco, it is a semi-key date. Let's flip it over. And it's out of Denver. Not the semi-key date, but it is still another 40s on the board. And our finds are mountain over there. Next 40s, 1946. Out of Philly. Well, we have another 1939 on our hands. Let's see if it's a key date. And it is not. Wah, wah, wah. Well, I already looked and see if it was doubled. It is not. It is still a 39 on the board, and we're up to 2 out of the 30s, a bunch out of the 40s, and a bunch out of the 50s. Well, I grabbed a couple handfuls of coins, and I got 5 finds off the bat. So this is a 1940 out of Philly. And then we had a 1946 1 year off silver out of Denver. And then a 1940 out of Denver. 1941 out of Philly. And another 1940 out of San Francisco. I got 2 more finds for you guys. 1947 out of Denver. And another 1940 out of Denver. Holy Toledo, guys. A couple more finds for you guys. 47 out of San Francisco. And then a 41 out of San Francisco. A bunch of finds so far, and we're not even halfway through the bucket. Well, we found our first 09 nickel out of the bag. 2009 out of Denver. Next 40s, 1940 out of Denver. 1940 out of San Francisco. Well, I got a couple finds for you guys. Got a 1940 out of Denver. And then I can go to Century Theaters and play some video games at their Starcade. No cash value for replay only. That is worth at least going to Century to play on some video games. Well, I got 3 back-to-back finds, guys. 1941 out of Denver. A 1946 out of Denver. And a 1941 out of Philly. Another 1940 on the board out of Denver. Couple more finds on the board. 1940 out of Philly and a 1956 out of Denver. You guys, it is getting, I have to reorganize. This is getting insane, the amount of finds we're finding in this bag. Well, next find on the board, 1940 out of Philly and a dingy 41 out of Philly. Well, another 39 is third time the charm. We are looking for a mint mark. Flip it over. There is no mint mark on there, but I'll have my wife put that underneath. Oh, actually, no, I'll just change hands. Put it underneath the microscope. And nothing. So, no doubling. But guys, look at, that's the 40s. That's the 50s. That's my first edition Star Wars mug that I broke out. And the 39s. And we still have legitly like half the bag to go. This is insane how many finds we have found so far. Well, will fourth time be the charm? Here's a 39. Flip it over. Let's see. It is no mint mark and there is no doubling that I can see. But fourth time, 4 30s. Too bad that we didn't use this bag as a battle bag. We would have smoked everyone.
Would have been a good one.
We would even smoke T-Wolf, I think. That or For somehow he would have still won, but alrighty, off to the next. Another find on the board, 1941, out of Philly. Well, the finds just keep coming, guys. Here is a Jefferson nickel with a perfect reverse, but the obverse is a die cap. So that is actually our first time ever finding a die cap strike air. That is freaking cool. Holy Toledo. That's amazing. Alrighty, the finds just keep coming. And my wife, she was gracious enough to come help me with this loot. And she hasn't found anything. Somehow, I don't know. I think she left her glasses or something.
Hey.
Alright guys, we'll bring you guys in on the next. Well, my wife finally found something, and it's a beaut. It is a 1959 Black Beauty. Beautiful Black Beauty. This bag just keeps on giving. Well, the finds keep on coming. 47 out of Denver, 48 out of Philly, and another 48 out of Denver. If that was an S, that would have been a semi-key date, and we still have a bunch of nickels to go through, guys. Well, another foreign on our hands. This is 50 yen from Japan. Pretty cool find. Well, I got a few finds here. First up is a 1993 Republic of Georgia 10 somethings. But it has a dude riding a tiger, so that's pretty BA. And then we got a 49 out of Denver. We were looking for that S mint mark. It is not there. A 1940 out of San Francisco. A 41 out of Denver. And a 47 out of Philly. Nope. And a 46, 1 year off of silver, out of Denver. Well, my wife found it, 1942. It has that greenish tinge. Flip it over, and it's out of Philly. 1942 out of 50. War nickel! There we go. First silver of the bag. With all the 40s that we have found, it was bound and determined to find a war nickel. We got 3 more 40s to show you. 1941, Philly. 48 out of Philly. And a 41 out of Philly. There we go. War nickel on the board. Put it with all the other 40s finds. Another find on the board, a 5-cent euro with the leaf on it. And then my wife handed me a something.
48.
A 48. If it has that S mint mark, it is a semi-key date. And it's out of Denver. So it's not the semi-key date. Still another 40 on the board. Couple more finds. Another Republic of Georgia coin. Which the last bag we found a bunch of those. And my wife found a 46 out of Philly. Well, I found one and my wife found one. 39s back to back. That is this is 5 and 6 for 39s in this bag. Let's flip it over. No mint mark and no mint mark. We already checked it for doubling and it's not there, but still 6 39s in these bags. Well, I have some more finds for you guys. Here's a 5-cent pineapple out of the Bahamas. Commonwealth of the Bahamas. A 46 out of Denver. A 41 out of Denver. Another 46 out of Philly. A 41 out of Philly. A 49 out of Denver. It's not the S mint mark that we needed. A 46 out of Denver. A 40 out of Denver. A 41 out of Denver. And another 49 out of Denver, guys. This is insane. It's gonna take us an hour to organize all of our finds. Well, we have quite the recap for you. Would it be surprising if I said that we had over 100 finds? Would it be even more surprising if I said we had over 150 finds? Yeah, it's insane. Alrighty guys, we have 54 finds out of the 40s. There they are right there. 6 39s. We have 60 out of the 50s. We had that 09, that 59 Black Beauty, the die cap, the lone war nickel, the foreigns, so Georgia, Japan, Bahamas, Japan, Euros, Cinemark, and Century Theaters, the Canadian Beavers, and we had some copper and pennies as well, and 3 dimes. Holy Toledo, guys. Insane. But with all of these finds, not a single one can go into our album. So that kind of sucks. We're still looking for 5, guys. We're still looking for a 38 and 39 key date, 2 war nickels, that 50D to fill that album. But if you guys enjoyed the hunt, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Up in the corner right here, there'll be a link to the rest of our videos. All you have to do to win this album is comment on all the videos and say what nickel you think will be the last one that we put in that album. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys on the next hunt.